Okay, so as we move on with this build, we decided to go with this base instead of the dome base that came with the kit, because I like the lights and the lighting kit. Now that brings us to problems with the base. I had painted this a real long time ago, and they've got it as the Enterprise A, so obviously we're not going to paint that. But what we got to do is I cleaned it, and we're going to repaint it, and I'm going to actually paint the inside as well as some of the inside pieces, because I think it'll just look better so it doesn't show through. But in doing so, I got to clean a little bit on top. Let me tell you the problem about this model. We're actually going to have to work from the base up instead of working from the top down. And let me tell you why. Because the lighting kit, everything's attached to the circuit board. The switches are already on. The lights are already there. And when you put the lights on, everything is working, but everything is connected. See how everything is already attached to the circuit board, the speakers attached, the switches, and everything. So what we got to do is we have to start from the base up. And let me show you, that includes doing the Enterprise herself. So we're going to have to do the base. I'm going to have to paint it completely and figure out what I'm going to put on it for a design. And then we're going to have to take the Enterprise and we're going to have to mount the bottom of the secondary hull on this. We're going to drill a hole, and then all the wires are going to come out, but we're going to have to build it from the ground up. So actually the speaker is going to go in the back. It's going to be like this, right about there. So when we do the wires for the lighting kit, we're going to pass everything up through the bottom of the secondary hull. But then we're going to have to run lights for the lighting of the saucer pylon, the secondary hull, the flashing for the bridge. We've got the bridge lights, the sensor dome. I'm thinking what we can do, because this has 2 lights, 3 lights that are constantly on. And we'll know more once we get them on the inside of the ship. But we can always splice in and run more lights that are going to be on constantly if we need to. And then the rest of the blinking lights we're going to put to make her look just like she did on the introduction. Okay, that being said, we got to put this aside, and we're going to actually paint the base. We'll do this a little bit later as well. We're going to have to paint the bottom. I want to do the reflective chrome paint on the inside to reflect all the light. Then we're going to do the white. We're going to prep the hull, paint it white, and then we're going to put it down. We'll run the wires through, and then we have to actually build from the bottom up, and that's not easy. At least it's not easy for me. So let's put the secondary hull aside. So what I want to use is I'm going to use the flat black, and I love the Rust-Oleum. This is the painter and the primer. And if we want it to be a little more shiny, then maybe we can put a top coat on, but the way it stands right now, I like the flat black for the base. So we're going to cover the base in flat black, as well as the all of these pieces that I should have done last time, but I didn't. I ended up, you could see parts of this through the speaker. So I want to make it a little neater this time. So let's set up how we're going to give these a quick spray. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just give a quick spray to the inside, and we're going to do either side of this. So, you know, it's going to be really quick. It's not going to be a heavy spray, just enough to paint it. And again, I love the Rust-Oleum, especially the primer and the paint. Yeah, just like that. Alright, so they had some time to dry. I think it looks a lot better painted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to redo the outside. I'm going to put that over there. There we are. Okay, so finally, after like 4 days, it's actually cured. And one of the good things about the Rust-Oleum is that it's very durable, but it does take a long time to cure. That's one of the drawbacks, but it's worth it when it's done. So you can see that it's not tacky anymore, and this is 4.5 days out from when we painted it. And we got the little cover that's going to go underneath. We have the cover for the speakers, so why don't we go ahead and I'll show you guys the actual base. Looks really nice. I'm thinking about different designs. I was thinking about doing the space background. Okay, so let me show you what I've been doing. I actually took the bottom section of the ship, and let me get it off the stand. And what I'm going to do is on the inside of the ship, we're actually going to paint it with the chrome. And let me show you guys what I mean. Again, I love the Rust-Oleum, and this is the metallic finish. It's going to do two things. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to put another layer to block the light leak on the inside of the ship. And the second thing it's going to do, it's going to reflect the light all over the place. So we're going to put the reflection paint on the inside throughout the secondary hull and the primary hull. And if you guys remember, there are sensors that are in the back, the rear quarter, that blink. So we're going to be taking care of the lights and different things, but I wanted to do it to get the inside sprayed. What we're going to do, it's going to be put onto the base like that. And I think I'm going to hot glue it into place to make sure it stays secure. And then later on, I'm wondering if I should put a layer of paint on it now, or if we'll mask it off and paint it later. But it's going to go right there. And we're going to drill into the base through the bottom of the hull so we can pass all the wires through. So let me see. Let me show you guys how it's going to go. There's a little section on the inside where this pin is going to go. It's going to go just like this. That's going to be glued into position, and that's going to hold the speaker. Now this piece is going to be, you can see the ridge that goes on both sides, and there's a little bit of a line. That's going to go over there, and what that's going to do is that's going to hold the circuit board in place. Now, one of the problems I have with this model is that over the years, because I got this a long time ago, there's a piece that goes on here that would cover the screws. I don't have that. It got lost. And there's another piece that goes underneath where the battery pack will rest on, and I don't have that either. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. So I'm thinking about, with the base, to do the space background. We got the little dots, then we have some bigger circles, and then we've got reds. And I think it would look good like that. That way there, when we place the model on it, it'll look like the background, or as close to it as possible. So let me show you guys. There's a little bit of flash. So what I want to do is I want to take that down. All right, so we're going to have to think about drilling in the area. Also, what I want to do is I want to fill in this part right here. So we can use some of the putty. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it into the hole for the stand. Smooth it out, but I want to take off the, right now, the extra. And I can use this to actually make sure that it's packed down. I think we're going to leave it like that, and then we'll take it down when it's dry. All right, let's take the lighting kit, and you guys can see it's going to come out right through there. And we'll wait for this to dry a bit. So, like I was telling you guys, we're going to feed all of the wires. We're going to put these all through the opening. There, I think that's everything. So why don't we turn it on just to make sure we got all the... Oh, see, there's still one that needs to head through. Actually, this is a good illustration of the way the inside of the base looks. Yeah. And now we have absolutely everything we need. I think the first thing we're going to do is start to get some of this stuff out of the way. So we can put it off because there's nothing else on the inside. So let's put it off. Where's the switch? Here it is. All right. So the photon torpedo sound is going to be on the right-hand side, and it's going to go in just like that. There. Let's put this on, and we'll see how this works. There's the phasers and the photon torpedoes. So what we can do is we'll touch those up with paint to make them hidden as best as we can. So why don't we think about doing the switch now. The switch is going to go on to the left side, like that. There. And again, hopefully we can, yeah, we'll touch up some paint. We'll get the screws so they're not visible. And the switch is sturdy, and so is the sound switch. Nice. All right, so that's all set. I think what we need to do now is we need to think about putting the circuit board in at the top. Put the battery pack to the side. Maybe we should think about putting the speaker in first. It's going to go in just like that. See how it's going to hold the speaker in position. So I think what we can do now is I want to make sure the wires are going to be free from there. So what I think we should do, I'll bring it forward just a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put super glue around the edges. All right. You hear that click? Make sure that the wires, the wires are in the opening. See, this is going to go up in over there. Let's see if we can. There we are. So, I don't know if you guys can see that. We got the circuit board in. And now, let's see, we got to keep that in position. It's going to be like that. And when we put this board in, so it's going to go like this. So why don't we go ahead and we're going to put some glue on this now. We use our friend Mr. Glue Gun. Let's see if we clamp it like that. Now, I'm not going to want this thing falling out anytime in the future, so I'm going to hot glue. I'm going to hot glue it into position. And then this will stay in. We'll be able to super glue that. But I just want to make sure that that stays in position right now. So what I like to do, take a wet dish rag, and we're going to gently wash away. That's the beauty of this putty, is you can wash it away with water. Anytime we don't have to sand is a good thing. There. Now when it's painted, you'll never know that there was the hole there for the rod for the base, the dome base. And when it's painted, it'll come up nicely. So I think what we can think about doing now is moving on. We'll end up drilling a hole in there so we can mount it to the base. Plus, we can't do that until everything is secure on the inside. So why don't we go ahead now, and we're gonna hot glue. We're going to hot glue it into place. So that's starting to solidify, and hopefully you guys can see the circuit board, and that's going to be kept in place with the hot glue. For the time being, we take off the clamps off the speaker. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. The way the panel goes in, put some glue there and there. There. Just like that. And you know what? I'm even going to put some glue. Eventually we're going to put it on a speaker container. Why not? Just in case the super glue doesn't hold, I know the hot glue will. Let's put some glue onto the speaker. Going around. And we'll put some glue there. This might seem like overkill, but I just want to make sure that this is going to hold. And by hot gluing everything into place, hopefully that's going to solidify, keep everything really secure. And then what I want to do is I want to take the battery pack and I want to actually hot glue it to this section right here. That way there, to put the batteries in, we'll turn it over, and this isn't going to be hanging out the bottom, because that wouldn't be good. So we're going to put it in just like that. So let's get a nice bed of hot glue. Yeah. That should pretty much keep it secure. And we're gonna put it like that. And that's gonna, everything is gonna be secured in place with the hot glue. See how it's solidifying? I'm gonna get everything nice and there. It's looking pretty good. So we got everything in position. So when we look at the bottom of this, we've got the area of the bottom of the ship, and let's see, I think it's going to go right about there. So we figure right around here we're going to put the hole. Yeah, let's see how that goes. We've got so many things that need to go through. All right, let's start here. We gotta make sure we don't break any of the connections. And just like that. So now we can start thinking about gluing the hull, but we're going to make sure that it's level. So let's and we got to make sure that it's level. Let's take the top of the secondary hull and take it off the tree, just like that, just so we can check it. Let's see, we can get these coming out the front. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. All right, here it is. Let's put it on. And it looks like everything's working. And if you guys notice, it even sounds better because we closed up a lot of the open areas in the back. And the photon torpedoes, they sound a little richer and deeper coming through the speaker now. And the phasers. Nice. And again, I want to make sure every little bulb is coming on. That one's on. We got the green, you got the red blinking lights, you got the two stationary lights, and the rest blink. So that's a good thing. We got them all on. So we go ahead and we shut it off. All right, so let's start out with the white. And we just want to put dots everywhere, representing space. And there's a couple of areas that have larger stars, so we can put in a larger circle. And maybe a couple of little red dots. And we'll do a couple of yellow dots, and we'll do the white in the center of the yellow. Maybe we can do a couple of clusters like they have on the box. You can see they have like clusters in certain areas. So we got clusters over there, and maybe we can put a cluster up on top. And let's see if we can put white on the yellow, a little dot. There. I don't know if you guys can see on the little yellow dots. We put a little bit of white in the center, and we have some of the red. And that's basically it. They got a few more of the larger white stars, so why don't we do a few of the larger ones? And maybe we'll do a couple of the larger red ones, because you can see a couple of the large red ones grouped together. So there's the front. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around and I'm going to do all the sides. So we'll go to this side next. Alright, we'll do some of the red now. We'll do the dots, and then a couple of spots. We'll do the large red dots. And lastly, let's do some yellow. And what do you guys think so far? And let's do the back. There. All right. So we've got one side left. There we are. What do you guys think? Does that look like space? There. That looks a little bit better. Let's see if I can hang on to something underneath. Just like that. There. What do you guys think? Does it look like space? Holding it up to the box. There's a little more stars on the base than there are on the box, but that's okay. I think we get the point. And it's supposed to be space. So for a finishing touch of the base for now, let me go ahead and I'm going to put some black paint and try to hide those screws. There. I think that looks pretty good. And when they're dry, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some stars on them so we can camouflage them even better. This is it. This is the base. I hope you guys enjoyed this section of the build. And now the base is all set. And now we're ready to actually move on and build the ship. So until the next video in a series, my friends, I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.